All right, John Love, everybody. How you doing? Good? All right, let me hear from you. Okay, when I heard X-Files, it kind of threw me off because I was thinking X-Files, you know, supernatural type of thing. So this story is actually about some divine intervention that happened in a journey that I took with my family. Okay, so the story starts about, well, anyways, 1997. We started out in Central Virginia, right? And so us being back to earth and natural, organic, and all that kind of stuff, we built ourselves a little cabin up on a hill in Central Virginia. And it was about no bigger than this stage right here. So as the weather started to get colder and colder, we decided we were going to leave the States. We were going to get out and go as far south as we could. So in any case, we had this car which was given to us because we had car problems. 20-foot long, 1979 Oldsmobile something or other, but it was 20 feet long, okay? And so in any case, it had no muffler. And I've been pulled over several times for a violation. It's called driving while black. So we didn't want to take any chances. So it was me, my wife, my lovely wife over there. We had a 6-year-old, 3-year-old, and one on the breast. So we decided to sell all of our belongings. We sold everything we had, and we decided we were going to take off. Now, the last thing we had to do before that was go to my son's soccer tournament. So we love our son. We wanted him to win, but we had to get on the road. So in any case, I dropped him off, right? And the problem was we couldn't leave without a muffler, right? So this is about sort of angels and spirits. So the first angel I ran into, well, first of all, I was asking at a couple stores, you guys know a mechanic shop? They're like, nah, it's Sunday, you know, you can't find anything like that around here. Mind you, this is a country road. So I take a little longer ride down, and I see this little garage, right? No sign, no nothing, right? And there's this guy working in the back, right? And so kind of light-skinned black guy, but and I look at him, he's got these light blue eyes, right? And I've never seen anything like that before, right? Except, you know, in the Caribbean. And so I'm like, maybe you can help us out, you know? And then he's like, well, I don't know, you know? And so I said, well, come on, man, we're trying to I got the muffler right here, it's in the trunk, you can hook it up, right? And so he does it. But the funny thing is, no one knows about this shop. So did it exist or did it not? I don't know, but we got on the road, right? And so we take off, right? And we start going south down Route 29, leaving Charlottesville, headed towards Richmond, or headed towards, I don't know, somewhere, Blacksburg or something like that, right? And it begins to snow. So we're like, yeah, just in time, you know what I mean? Because this little cabin we had was really tiny, and, you know, with the 5 of us, it was really hard to sleep in there. And so we took off down the road, and the further we went, it still seemed to get colder and colder, no matter how far we went. South Carolina, Georgia, New Orleans, all the way across Louisiana. And it was the first time in over a decade that it actually snowed in Mexico. So in any case, my lovely wife, while I was sleeping, she drove 2 days straight, almost nonstop, to Mexico. So I woke up in a place called Brownsville, Texas. Anybody ever heard of Brownsville, Texas? No. That's the border. Okay? That's the border between Mexico and Texas. So we think we're, you know, we're doing it now. We get there and they let us through and we start driving down the road. Yeah, we're in Mexico, we're chilling out. And so, and then we come to a stop with all these guys with AK-47s and they say, you got to go back. You can't bring a car into Mexico without paying some money, right? So we're like, oh man. We didn't have the money, number one, to pay the fee. So we decided we're just going to hang out here in Brownsville that night. So the next angel that I saw in this case, we stopped in a little kind of diner. Just about everybody in there spoke Spanish, and I went over to the cashier. I said, do you know anybody who wants to buy a car? And so the guy comes out of the back, the dishwasher, says, yeah, he wants to buy the car, in Spanish obviously. We jump in the car. He drives me all over Brownsville, Texas, stopping at relative and relative's house to get money until he finally gives us like the $500 that we need for the car. So I'm going to come back because this is a true story and it involves leopards, it involves alligators. It does. It really does. So I'm going to try to come back. I know my time is up.
You have about 10 more seconds.
I got 10 more seconds. Okay. Well, the next character we met was... All right. So like I said, we had two sides. We had angels, and then we had these other kind of spirits, right? So in any case, we're camped out on the beach in Belize. The water is beautiful, and next thing we know, this guy comes by our tent. Any of you guys ever heard of Anansi from the African folk stories? He's a spider and a trickster. So this guy comes up, we open the tent, it's early in the morning, right? And this guy looks really like Anansi, you know what I mean? The eyes set on either side of the head, and he had these kind of dreads that made him look sort of like a spider. And every time we would come to town to make international phone calls to try to get some money, he would be there waiting for us. And we'd be on the phone like, maybe send us like $100. We'd be like, yeah, that's good. And he'd turn around, he'd be standing there. So, I see you're making your international card. So, but in any case, we had to run in with several different spirits and angels throughout the entire trip. Needless to say, we made it back despite a flesh-eating disease and, like I said, all kind of other stuff we went through. But I'm going to come back another time, because really, that's chapter 1.
To be continued.